What's up, Boss Rob on YouTube? Had to get a little bit, get some stuff settled. Chico say, "What's up, Terror Town? What's up, Chico? What's up, Chico? Hey man, you got it. You got it. Instagram, I'm on my YouTube channel. I won't be on here long. Instagram and Facebook, I won't be on neither one of these platforms long. I'm Patrice L. Stewart on all platforms. I'm Patrice L. Stewart on my YouTube channel. That's where we get it cracking at this time of night. You say coolin', Chico? That's what's up. That's what's up. Oh man, it's been a long day. I know yesterday I got on YouTube and we was talking about some real stuff. You have a senior citizen here. Okay, Prima Donna, how are you? You say you have a senior citizen here. I like that. I like that. You say let it be known, right? Chico, you say what? Oh no, that's Boss Rob. Say what you got for us tonight. So we're gonna finish the conversation, or it's gonna be a second part of the conversation that we started last night. So last night I got on kind of late. It was like midnight when I got on. I probably stayed on like 30 minutes with y'all. And with me being in financial services, I asked the question yesterday with the government shutdown. One, I asked if any of you all have been affected by the government shutdown. Then the second question that I asked was, what has the government shutdown shown you? Right? So I really kind of like some of the answers that we had on YouTube last night. So the first question was, have you been affected by the government shutdown? And if you have not directly been affected by the government shutdown, what has the government shutdown shown you? What can you see now maybe that you didn't see before, now that the government has been shut down? And some of us, it doesn't affect you, right? You may or may not know. You might not be traveling. Some people are dealing with longer lines when they traveling. When I traveled last weekend out of Midway, it wasn't really any difference. The TSA people were still there working, still doing their job. It didn't affect me directly, right? But some other people in places say that is different, right? We got 50 states in the United States of America, so everybody's experience is different. And that's one thing that I'm learning and seeing on this internet is people think that just because they are not going through a certain thing that it's not happening. Especially on Instagram. I got people that's always on my posts wanting to go back and forth and argue with me about my experience. And I just wish people would use their common sense, because your experience is not my experience. My experience is not your experience. What you going through in Texas is not the same thing that what I'm going through in Chicago. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when people get on your posts and be like, oh, that's not true. How you going to tell somebody what's true? You can't tell somebody what's true about their experience. Their experience is their experience. So it's like, and then they get mad when I say something. I don't expect people to agree with me on everything. That would be a very sick, sad world if everybody agreed with what I was saying. But what you not gonna do is get on my post and tell me I'm wrong, or I'm this, or I'm lying, or I'm pushing propaganda, or I'm telling these, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck are you? And that's what I have to tell them and check their ass on a lot. Like, who the fuck are you? You're nobody. You're somebody on the internet commenting and running your mouth, baby. I ain't never seen you a day in South Shore. Like, like I don't understand. That's what I don't like about the internet. Because the internet has given people this false sense of thinking that they know some shit. You know what I'm saying? And the internet is not used to people being real and honest and clapping back at their ass when you comment on people posts. Like, a lot of people just ignore that shit. I don't. You're not gonna get on here and tell me what I'm saying is wrong or I'm lying, and this is my reality. You get what I'm saying? So I need people to grow up. Like, you have a real weak lack mindset if you think like that. If you think, well, it's okay where I'm at, okay, then good. I'm glad it's okay where you at. But just because it's okay where you at don't mean it's okay where other people at. Chicago is a big city. So for a motherfucker to be like, oh, it's cool over here on 87th and Ashland. Bitch, I'm in South Shore on the east side. That ain't 87th and Ashland. That's all the way across town. You know what I mean? But this is the world that we live in today. Nobody has common fucking sense. Nobody could see outside of their own experience. And that to me is a very weak ass mindset. Really weak and limited. And people just don't like to hear that truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing. I'm gonna say what I say and say it how I said it. And this is my page. Y'all don't have to be here, right? Just I scroll down a lot of videos on my social media, and a lot of them I don't like. I'm not getting on them people posts, going back and forth or arguing with them about no shit. I'm just gonna swipe up and keep scrolling. But for the people that think you're gonna get on here and go back and forth with me, and I'm gonna really say Instagram, because y'all the ones that do that goofy ass shit. I'm not going. I'm gonna speak. I'm going to say something back, and I may call you a goofy. I may call you dumb. Yeah, I might, especially if you get disrespectful with me. Yeah, I sure might. But see, most people not used to that. They not used to that directness. They used to just talking shit online to people and people ignoring it. Yeah, you got the right one today, baby. Because we're not ignoring shit over here. You're not going to tell me what my reality is. Now, back to it. Back to my original question, right? Which was, what's up, cuzzo, Nikki? Back to my original question was, how has this government shutdown affected you? And if it has not affected you, what are you able to see? What has it kind of shown you? What kind of light has it shed on you? And then I have another question after that. But we're going to get back to it. I just had to let that out because I'm like, the internet make people real freaking froggy, baby, that they would never be froggy in real life. You know how many people I see walking down Chicago in real life that would look at me but never approach me and say shit? Keep that same energy on the internet. Shut your ass up and keep it moving. What's going on? Drink more water. I like your name. Drink more water. I like that. King Charles, what's going on? Say, Patrice, your nails are so long and pretty. Ah, thank you, King Charles. King Charles, I'm starting to warm up on you, huh? I'm starting to warm up on you, huh? You starting to be nicer and nicer every day. You starting to be nicer and nicer every day, King Charles. Way better than when we started 2 weeks ago. Man, Raj, don't IG have it bad with doing that? I see why some of y'all say y'all only be on YouTube. That's why I said probably before the end of this year, I'm probably going to deactivate my pages on Facebook and Instagram. I swear on everything. Because the mindset over there is like, these, what's up, these dead nights. So y'all government shutdown has done wonders for gold and shares. See, these, I got to get on the gold, like you said. You said to go ahead and get on the gold. So you say y'all up over there on the gold, huh, these? Yeah. That's the other thing people not paying attention to. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight is this money. While and if you are someone who is affected by the government shutdown, you definitely need to be more focusing and understanding on how to flip your money. Kriegler say, how you doing this evening? I seen you posting today. I seen your posting today too. Raj, what's going on, Raj? Love from NZ. What's NZ? What state is that? What's NZ? I can't think right now. I know AZ for Arizona. What's NZ? That just threw me all the way off, dead nights. I'm a numbers girl, not a geographical. Okay, don't talk about me. New Zealand. I was gonna say New Zealand. But I wasn't thinking he was logging in from New Zealand for real. I literally was about to say New Zealand next. Okay, I didn't know you was in New Zealand. Dead nights, because you've been on here before. And that's why I like YouTube, man. Y'all be coming from all over across the world. We done had people from London, Australia in here. Not dead nice up in here from New Zealand. Come on here, man. Come on here. You say the US dollar has been showing more weakness, which helps the gold and institution buying. Okay. Especially with you being in New Zealand, you seeing things from a different aspect in another country. I like that, dead nice. Come on here, put us on from another country, from those of us that's not familiar with what y'all got going on over there and how our money is helping you. You heard what he said. The US dollar has been showing more weakness. Did you see that? Y'all see that? Shanara says, hey Patrice, I always see you live when I'm up thinking of a master plan. That's what's up. That's what's up, Shanara. That's what's up. That's what usually most of us that are still up at this late hour, this is my hours right here. 10, 11, 12, 1 a.m. when I do most of my work and research. Because we up thinking of a master plan, right? What you thinking, Shanara? What you got going on tonight? What you thinking? Julia, you see, I told you. You say I like YouTube as well. I am on my YouTube channel. You know, people come on here just to argue. They really do. I don't want to mess your name up. I'm going to just call you Jay. That would just call you Jay. I don't want to mess your name all up, sir. I am on my YouTube channel, though, y'all. I'm Patrice L. Stewart on my YouTube. So if you see me over here smiling and laughing and kicking it, that's where we at. Because YouTube is lit. That's where the smart people be at. All of y'all that's smart, get off of Facebook and Instagram and go to YouTube. That's a smart platform over there. Some of y'all be in y'all feelings when I say I don't like Instagram and Facebook because I really don't be talking to y'all on here. But it's no offense to you. I just really do not like these two apps because a lot of these people on both of those apps, their mindset is limited. Dead Night says U.S. Fed cuts interest rates. Been pushing gold to the sky, doubling gold here. Damn. Y'all you doubling your money, huh? U.S. Fed cut interest rates. been pushing gold to the sky, doubling gold here in Australia, especially with the mining in Australia. And we had somebody in Australia on here the other night that said something similar. Oh, that's just a notification. Hey man, I may got to come check y'all out. I don't know how I can get in that New Zealand money dead nice. I may got to send you something I may got to send you some crypto to buy some gold over there for me so I can flip my money. Jerome say thoughts on a boarding home. Now, Jerome, I will say a boarding home, is that similar to what? So it's this girl that I've been following on Instagram for a little over a year now, and she talks about setting up, I don't know if it's not considered a boarding home. What's the name of it? Group homes, that's what they call it. So she does teach you how to set up group homes, because you know that when you do those type of facilities, they pay you per diem, similar to how veteran housing is. If you had a 3-unit building and say each unit had 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, you had a bedroom and a bath for each one. A lot of people now, not a lot, and let me not say a lot, but some people are not doing Section 8 anymore, and they are more looking at options like that, group homes, what was I saying? Veteran housing, because with those, they are state funded programs and federal funded programs, and they pay per diem. So when I'm saying per diem, they have a specific dollar amount per person per day, right? So one of my friends that's building a 3-unit building, that's what she's doing. She's building a brand new 3-unit building, 3 bedroom, 3 bathrooms. She putting a bathroom in every bedroom. And that's because she is renting out to veterans. So she will have 3 separate veterans in each room. They'll share a kitchen and they'll share a living room, but they'll have their own individual bedroom and bathroom. And I want to say she said she's going to get like $5 and some change per day per person. Now, if the veteran has kids, that's a whole nother other dollar amount, right? So if it's 30 days in a month and you got, let's just say it's $5. If it's 30 days in a month and you getting $5 a day for one individual, what's that? $1,500? $30 times 5, that's not $1,500. I cannot think tonight. Per diem. That's only $150. That's not right. Whatever she calculated to me, it's come out to like $3,000 a month. My calculations and my numbers is off. Right? But that's for a veteran. Now, if that veteran, that's for that one veteran. And if that veteran has a child, then that per diem is like $4 and some change. Right? So I think she calculated to like $2,200 a month. So she was saying she gonna get like $5,200 a month per veteran. You get what I mean? So that's almost right? Because she said she would get like $15,000 each apartment. Yeah, that's how some people are doing. So when you say thoughts on a boarding home, I don't know if that's in the same category as a group home or veteran housing. And I don't know what your goal is for that. Some people are doing it for the money. Some people are doing it to actually help the kids when they start these different group homes or boarding homes. I've never necessarily heard of a boarding home. I know the term group home. I've heard group home. But what do I think about it? I can't really say, because I'm not in that field. But if you're talking about it as far as making some money and investment, I like it. $50 a day. Okay, because I'm calculating something wrong. So $50 a day times 30 days. That's how you get to the money. All right, thank you. Because I'm sure sitting here like, what the hell? I know I'm missing something. Because the way she broke it down to me, she was basically like, she gonna get like $3,000 a month And that's just for one person. So like she said, if I get a mother and a child, they pay you a whole separate per diem, but for the child. But if you did 3 veterans and you was getting 3 bands a month per apartment, that's $9,000 for one apartment. You get what I mean? If you got a 3-unit building, like what she's building, that's 9,000 times 3 per month. You get what I'm saying? So this is what we talked about. This is what we was talking about last night, which was the importance of you all understanding and buying land and property. Right? Because this is what I talked about a little bit last night, was the importance of you understanding a bag, right? A serious bag. A serious bag. What's going on, Blind Focus? Chico say ALC homes for people with closed head injuries or mental health issues. My mama worked for a place like that. See, Chico, that's what I'm talking about. This why we love YouTube. All of y'all be on here sharing information so somebody else could look that up and learn about that. ALC homes are for people with closed head injuries or mental health issues. Let's roll. What's going on, Mars Lowell? Dwayne, what's going on, man? It's the main family and crew on here tonight. What's up, y'all? I like that. Yeah, that's money. And that's what we're talking about, right? Because remember, even in the government shutdown, everybody still has a home, apartment that they're renting or they're owning, right? Now, some federal workers are going to get back pay while they're furloughed, and some federal workers are actually still being paid, but many are not, right? And just with everything that's going on in the world, period, I'm always on here talking to you all from a place of being able to survive and take care of yourself without depending on somebody else, right? Whether that's your job, because your 9 to 5, and if you live in check to check in your job and you get let go tomorrow and you don't got 6 months worth of savings, because a lot of people don't. A lot of Americans don't. A lot of Americans do not have $1,000 put up in a savings account, right? So what I started talking about last night was the importance of you having land, owning something, thinking about ownership, not just being out here living your best life, driving cars, clothes, rim mentality, but then you don't really have nothing to fall back on, right? And unfortunately, this situation is showing where a lot of people are. It's showing exactly how a lot of people are living check to check. It's showing how a lot of people are dependent on the government. Right. See, Chico, right. 6 people, 15 bands. Yeah. Dana say, this shutdown let me know that if you don't work, you don't eat. Yep. Now, if you don't work, you don't eat. But Dana, right? Because I used to have that mentality when I was being an entrepreneur, right? Because those of us who are entrepreneurs, we've been living this life, right? And entrepreneurship will teach you that, Dana, that if you don't work, you don't eat. If I don't work my business, I'm not eating. And this is why you see a lot of entrepreneurs say that, or always hustling and, what they say, no days off, stuff like that. But if you've been an entrepreneur as long as I have been, which is 16 years now, if you've been an entrepreneur as long as I have been, you learn systems, you learn automation, you learn sales, you learn ways to consistently make money on a regular basis, even if a client isn't necessarily knocking at the door, right? And so some of the things we talked about yesterday was getting into group home, group homes, veteran housing, buying land. Because if, like I said, if God forbid you lose your job, but you go buy you a lot, it's a lot that I was talking about here in Chicago that's only $5,000 that I'm looking at, right? I actually spoke to the lady today about the lot, looked up the zoning to see if I purchased the lot, what could I build on it? What is it zoned for? That particular lot is only zoned for a two unit building. I can't put a 3-unit building on there unless I go and apply for a different type of zoning, right? I talked to an architect today that let me know and gave me a lot of insight on that call, talking to that architect, right? So when you start thinking about land, property, ownership, the world is unlimited. The sky is the limit, because the average person is not thinking like that. The average person is just focused on what they gonna do tomorrow, or if they're not getting their food stamps, or if they're not going to work, right? But the average person isn't up like us, Dana, and the rest of my YouTube crew, thinking of a master plan. But besides thinking about it, I need y'all to also put some action to it, put some pedal to the metal, right? Please don't be like Facebook. I've been on Facebook over 10 years talking to Facebook, which is why I'm over Facebook. Because half the people that was in my DM 5 to 10 years ago talking about what they want to do and this idea that they got, they still in my inbox today talking about what they want to do. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Don't nobody want to hear that. Want. A want is just a dream. Okay? Your dream become a reality when you put some action to it. When you go on there and you buy that land. When you go on there and you start that business, or you fix your credit the way I've been giving all this free content and information for the last 10 years. Some people have actually applied that information and changed their entire lives. I ain't even going to say some, a few. A few people have applied that information that I gave freely, for free, and changed their whole life. So YouTube, I know y'all gonna do some of it. I know y'all gonna do what it is. These folks need to subscribe and become a member. It's a lot of knowledge. It's a lot of knowledge in those videos. Dana, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Dana, because my membership is only $4.99 for the whole month. It's some gems in there, ain't it? Yeah. It's some gems up in the membership videos. And that's what we was talking about last night. We was talking about federal government contracting, which is a video in there that I did an interview with one of my homeboys that's a federal government contractor. Who was on here last night saying that? I don't think he on here. I think that guy name was something with a W or an M. He not on here. I don't see his name. But he was dropping some gems last night talking about it. Always says USDA loans, is that a good option for getting land? It is a good option for getting land. Usually with the USDA loans, you do have to be like in a rural area. So yes, but it's a great option to get land. Very great option to get land. I'm glad you asked that. That's a very great option to acquire land. I'm actually looking at some USDA loans too. It's more land out in the suburbs than it is in the city. So if you live in a rural area, or if you live in a suburb, or if you live in the South, because South, you all have a lot of land, period. USDA loans are very good options as well. Hey, Miss Brown, Deanne says, you totally helped me in acquiring real estate, autos, credit, extra, with the smiley face. Thank you, Deanne. Thank you, Deanne, for saying that. You put me on to the private plane. I still haven't did my private jet yet, but you put me on to that. I never forgot that, the information that you shared with me. I'm still working on that. I'm gonna let a man, look, I've been waiting on a man to pull me on the private jet one day, but I'm gonna do it myself, Deanne, like you told me to. That hack that you gave me, I remember that, sister. Dwayne say, Absolutely. Miss Quigley, I see you a member now. You got the member stop by your name. You went on and joined the membership, Miss Quigley. I appreciate you. Everybody that got that blue star, those are my members. I'm going to be doing a members only live this week for y'all too, Dana and Miss Kriegler. I'm going to do a members only live for y'all. So we will be on one more time this week for the trust workshop. So if you all are not familiar with it, the trust and estate planning workshop that I have, we are going over trust planning. A lot of things that you can get, a lot of things that you can acquire through your trust. And people ask all the time, do I have to have a business? Do I have to have property? If you have a life insurance policy, that's all you need. That's all you need to start the trust. You just need something to start it with, right? You got a life insurance policy, that works. We'll work on getting you the business and the property and all that stuff later. Okay, you got the packet today. Great. Because I surely, when you emailed me, Ms. Kriegler, yesterday, I didn't get to respond to you. I'm sorry, a lot was going on. But I saw your email and I messaged Gary on it. So I saw he sent it out today. I know you do in Elgin, Miss Kriegler. I know you do. And I'm still gonna come down there and see. I'm still gonna come down there to Elgin and see, because we do. Illinois got a lot of property, a lot of downstate, a lot of the southern states, a lot of the downstate cities have a lot of land and property. Springfield is the largest mobile home community. So a couple of years ago, I was talking to y'all about investing and buying into mobile homes, because a lot of people used to think, oh, that's just a trailer park. Because that's what we used to think. Oh, that's a trailer park, right? That's how we kind of grew up. Oh, them trailer parks. No, mobile homes are a great way to invest and make some money too now. Okay. Mobile homes are a great way to invest and make some money too. I just want to make sure I'm not missing nobody comment. Hold on, let me scroll back up. Mars say, nothing much, just chilling. Just came to say, keep up the good work. Thanks, Mars. Blessings, Queen. Just tapping your dig. Success on all your endeavors. Thank you, Dwayne. True, it's going to force Black people to become a community again. The individual. Oh, Dwayne, you on here speaking, man. You say it's going to force Black people to become a community again. The individualistic mindset is not going to work. Man, that is a whole word, man. That is a whole word. And mess around need to go on a shirt. Look, that is a whole word. For real, for real. A whole word. A whole word. And honestly, Dwayne, that's kind of what I had in my head when we strategized and organized Chicago Flip Red. Right? Remember I told y'all that everybody think I'm MAGA or Republican, and I'm not, right? I'm just the brains behind Chicago Flip Red. And literally when we were doing it, that's one of the things in my head that I was thinking, like, oh, this is gonna bust them over the head so hard. They're gonna have to create community. They're gonna have to see things differently than how they've been seeing things in this country. So the government shutdown is just a whole nother other part to it. It ain't even had nothing to do with that at first, right? It just was showing, especially people in Chicago, how the Blue Party has literally said F Black people in the city of Chicago alone, right? So we was definitely trying to make a statement. But now with the whole government shutdown, people get to see. Yeah, a whole nother way. I saw a guy posting earlier saying that, like, you got to get back to community You need to be buying from local farmers. We got a lot of Black local farmers that people don't know about. That you need to be growing your own fruits and vegetables, planting in your yard, right? The way we used to do, bartering. You got a cow, I got some chickens. You want some eggs, you want some meat. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how we used to do. And then people was on there saying they're gonna start learning the Amish, the life, how the Amish live. Yeah, get up off these phones and internet and get back to it. Get back to the land and community. That's why I'm telling y'all, buy this land up. That's why I'm telling y'all to buy this land up, baby, while it's here, because they're not making more land. They're not making more land. So that was the example that I used yesterday was if, God forbid, you lose your job, but you go buy that lot. Maybe you buy that lot that I was talking about for $5,000. You can go pull up on your lot. You can go sleep in your car. You could build a tent out there. Put you a tiny home on that mog. Put you a mobile home on that mog, right? And the police can ride up and can't say nothing to you. They're going to ask you, what you doing on this lot? You're going to say, this mine, sir. I own this. And they're going to just drive on off. Because what can they say? You own it. But now at least you and your family got somewhere that you own. That's yours. That you can go to if something happens, right? And that's the false sense of security that I feel like a lot of people have gotten to see, like Dana said. That's exactly what Dana said. I have learned that if I don't work, I don't eat. And see, those of us who have been entrepreneurs, we've been on that. That's our whole model. If we don't work, we don't eat. But a lot of people have become dependent on a system, dependent on the government. Ma, are you okay? No, I need your help. Oh, Lord. Hold on, y'all. I'm sitting here listening like you sound like you struggling. Girl, you was over here falling in the bed. How did you get like this? Wait, you gotta pull your leg up. Sure, I'm a laugh. We just gonna hear you in the background. Are you moving your leg? Yeah, I'm trying to. You're not. Bend your leg. I'm trying to. Bend it. Bend it. You gotta bend it. I'm trying to bend it. You're not though. Lift it up. Lift it up. You good now? Oh my goodness. Because all you gotta do is lift your leg up. What do you mean? How are you not good? You on the bed now. You gotta pull yourself up there. Bend his leg, Mike. You're gonna break the damn leg. Bend it. Lift it up. There you go. I ain't giving you that stuff no more. You over here acting up. You over here acting up. I'm gonna tell Tyrone I ain't buying that stuff from him no more. My mama done fell through the dang on side of the bed. Lord. I let her have a little bit of THC drink. This guy in Chicago who owns a what's his thing? What's Tyrone's spot? He owns a dispensary basically, and he got this liquid dispensary drink, this liquid THC drink, and I gave my mama some, baby. She in there lit. She fine. She just lit. I ain't giving her that stuff no more. she hot as hell. That's what the hell wrong with her. She all right. She good. She is okay. She is okay. That's what she is. She I got her that damn drink. It's a drink. And she done drunk too much of it. So she done fell through the dang old side of the bed. One leg up, one leg down. She fine, y'all. She fine. Man, Stacy, I tell you, I told my mama, I said, I'm about to start taping your ass. What I be having to go through with you on a regular basis, like. Cause this lady be giving me the flux, man. I tell y'all. I told her I'm about to create a reality TV show for the two of us. Cause this shit I gotta go through with her. Thank you, Dead Nice. So you got everybody in here worried, mama, thinking something wrong with you. You hear? She laughing. Ain't nothing wrong with her. You say I watched that show. I told her. I said I'm gonna put them. You know how you see them cameras of the people, and they got stuff going on through their house. I'm like, they got just cameras in their house all day. I told her I was gonna do that. Put some damn cameras up so they could hear some of these conversations that I be having to have with Patricia, man. Cause she is a whole vibe. Seriously. Y'all wonder why the way I am. She is the original, okay? She is the original. I get it from her. She gonna say, "Mama, get up, Lord have mercy." That's why I said, you got me in here with these people. I'm on live. These people hear me in the background with you. This is crazy. And her little high behind over there that fell through the bed, through the bed. Got one leg in. Okay, back to it. What was we talking about? Getting this money, getting this land. Did I say buy TSMC Taiwan semiconductor microchips? Damn, dead nice. You came on here with some real gems. It's around $297 a share. If you have a little, just keep putting in each week. Excuse me. TSM. Okay, hold on. Let me bust the notebook out. I got a special tab for crypto stuff when y'all be on here. Now this crypto, is this crypto? Dead Nights, TSMC. TAIWAN. You say it's around $297 a share. Dana say, I'm working on the group homes. I was a product of the foster care system, and it is needed, especially for you. Did say that, Dana. You did say that on the last one, on the live before. You did say that. Because you the one out of Detroit, right? For young people aging out of the system, right? You did say that, Dana. Dwayne say your tribe is coming. It once took a village to raise a child. Ain't that true, Dwayne? That's why I call y'all the Vibe Tribe on here. King Charles, I see your comment. I'm not even gonna repeat it because we still got a lot of sensitive Black people on here that's stuck on the blue party. So I'm not, but I see it. I see it, yeah. And your boy Obama tried to force your girl on us, but that wasn't happening, right? So APLD Applied Digital Corp is $34 a share, high performance computing and AI for data centers. Okay. APLD. That is one thing I am starting to look at more is the crypto. And that's why we're always on here talking about that type of stuff, you all, because even if you don't understand it, okay? I told y'all, download Coinbase, download crypto.com, and buy you at least $50, at least $25 worth of a crypto, right? Look at the top 20, top 10, okay? Look at the top 10 coins if you want to. But you got to get into this space because it's here and it's not going nowhere. And if y'all have not been seeing different news and stories, how they are already in China with the digital ID. Are y'all familiar with that? How China has already had the digital ID where they've been taking people's faces, just like the Black Mirror series is coming true. Let's just be clear. Okay. Everything that they showed us on Minority Report with Tom Cruise, y'all need to go back and rewatch that. Because the time is now. It's happening. This is it. This is the 20th century where all of this is coming out. You see AI is here. The robots is taking over. Y'all need to go back and watch the real Smith movie, I, Robots. Like, okay? If you are not paying attention if you don't know none of that. If you're not realizing none of that. You are just oblivious to what's going on around you. And a lot of people who look like me end up last on the totem pole because you're not thinking about stuff like this. That's why we have these questions and conversations, because you got to start thinking about stuff like this. Even if you don't want to, you still have to have it in your mind, right? You still got to be aware. Okay. So I love that Dear Nice is on here dropping some heat and information. She gonna get some great sleep tonight, just like last night. This is still from last night. Let's just be clear. I gave her this drink last night. It's been a whole 24 hours, and she's still lit from that drink. Okay, that's why I said I gotta tell Tyrone, y'all got some stuff up in there, and they got different milligrams. Now I did buy a high milligram. I did buy a high milligram. But they got different milligrams. But I'm gonna tell him, man, that drink you got that works, sir. Okay, it works. I cannot think of the name of his company. It's in Chicago. It's right off of 22nd and State. It's something with a P. It's something with a P. My whole mind just went blank. It's not Harvard. It's not I can't think of the name of it. But it's on 22nd and State Street. That's what I've been thinking for a while, buying a house. Good evening, James Richardson. Dana say, I appreciate you too. Your membership is cheaper than Pandora and BT Plus. Yeah, I wasn't trying to bust people over the head. I say $5, that's a coffee, right? That's a coffee and a donut. So y'all can afford that for the whole month. So So I will be putting out some new content in the membership, Dana, and we'll be doing the members only live soon as well. Stacy, you say I need that formula. It's called. So do you know Tyrone Muhammad? Stacy, you from Chicago, from the town. Tyrone Muhammad got. Let me just look the name of his place up because now I'm about to. What is it called? Prohibition. That's what it's called. Prohibition dispensary. It's not dispensary though. Let me see. Purple Goddess, what's up? You knew it. It's called Prohibition THC Cafe. So it's in the South Loop, 2113 South State Street. And they open pretty late. They open to like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And he got all type of stuff in there. He got drinks. He got gummies. He got, well, gummies is edibles. He got edibles. He got drinks. And he got the actual weed. He got weed and he got THC. But sometimes my mom, it's hard for her to go to sleep at night. She got insomnia real bad. So every now and then I'll buy her to drink. And he got it at different THC levels. So you could do, I think, 30 milligrams, 60 milligram, 90 milligram. So I bought her the 120 milligram TH level. Baby, she is still lit from 6 o'clock last night. So that what you heard me dealing with it now, flipping her in the bed. Yeah. Don't drink half the container because I told her don't drink more than half of it, and she drunk right around half. So this is a full day. She has been lit. Okay, a full damn day since last night. So I normally get her the 91, but yeah, that one I see it lit her up. Cause she lit, baby. She lit. But she gonna sleep well tonight. That's all that matter. Sometimes your parents need a little something. Hey, she get tired. Yep. So that's what this place is called. Prohibition, Stacy. I'm like, let me get this name for you so you know. Cause Tyrone from the neighborhood. Tyrone is from the neighborhood. And I'm glad he was able to get that dispensary because remember, Chicago had opened it up and they did like a lottery for like 50 people who were considered felons. Because Tyrone always says that he's a felon, which I hate that he say that. But I mean, he went through it. He did go to prison. So, but he is owner, right? They opened it up to where people like him who went to jail possibly for marijuana was able to come out and get their license, get their dispensary license. So he definitely is one of the people. I know a couple of people that's Black and got their license. My friend is part owner for the dispensary on 79th and Cicero, Starbuds. So Starbuds is owned by 4 Black women. So a nice amount of Black people have gotten them a dispensary in Chicago and surrounding suburbs. So but yeah, Tyrone spot right there on 22nd in California. I mean, 22nd in state. So you can go and support that brother. He's running for Senate or Congress, one of the two. He's running as an independent for Illinois. So yeah, Miss Kriegler, she gonna get some great sleep tonight. James say, what's up? Good evening. Dana say, I'm ready. That's what I've been thinking for a while, buying a house. Okay, sure. Sherry Q says, what's up, Sherry Q? I don't think I've seen you in a minute on here. That's what I've been thinking for a while, buying a house and using it as a foster home. Right. But I don't think I would want to do it here in Illinois. Well, Sherry, look, the kids in Illinois need it. It's a lot of kids on the streets, a lot of kids in the foster. And it's actually a couple of people that do it in South Shore. I remember I went to high school with a girl who lived in the group home that was in South Shore. And it was like 4 or 5 girls in the house. They all had their own room. So it's an option. But if you want to go out state, then you got to definitely check and see what state and what area you want to go to. But that's definitely, so that's what we were talking about, were ways to make money and income that's still needed, right? So like even with the government being shut down, some services are still being paid out. Like people are not missing their social security check. My mom still got her social security check this month. She's still gonna get it in November, right? So some forms of government services they are still paying out. Now the whole link system and the food stamps, I don't know why that way is included in not being a part of it, especially when they're saying so many families are on it that are not going to receive it. But yeah, so that's why I posed that question. Like, what has the government shutdown shown you, and what's your plan? Whatever it has shown you, what is your plan of action to take now that certain things are happening? So that was the original question. And then, as always, we just get on here and we start throwing out ideas. I figured you met Tyrone, Stacey. I'm saying what you saying, you from the town. That's why I say I knew that, Stacey. That's why I'm like, if you from the town, you know Tyrone. Yeah, I know you knew Tyrone. You say I grew up with group home homies. Yeah, a lot of us did. A lot of us did. It was actually, to me, more, I heard about more group homes back then than I do now. And it's maybe just because I'm not around people with kids. I don't have kids. So I'm not, I don't know really what's going on with kids and all that. But in high school, I definitely had group home homies, foster care homies, kids that were in the foster system. Because that's one of the programs that I'm reaching out to. Well, that's one of the agencies, I'll say, is the Department of Juvenile Courts and Services. So you all know I have a non-for-profit that I made under my dad's name and my dog that passed away, Socks and Lou's Place. And my financial literacy education program is geared to the male youth, right? And so that's one of the proposals that I'm writing up right now, is to work with the Department of the Juvenile Detention Center, because a lot of those kids, when they get out, once they get 18, they give them a stipend. They give them sometimes $20,000, $25,000 or more, and then they're just letting them out in the street. So that's why I'm like, how are y'all just giving these kids this money and you not teaching them no type of financial literacy? Y'all don't got no financial literacy programs to talk to them about credit, money, savings, investing, nothing. And no, a lot of government, a lot of war was, what we used to call them wars of the state. A lot of people who are foster kids, wars of the state kind of sound a little rougher. So I'm going to say foster kid. But a lot of kids who were foster kids in the system, they get money. They pay for them. They pay for their rent for a certain amount of time. They pay for their housing. They pay to help feed them and clothe them. And then they actually get a stipend. A lot of them, once they reach 18, they're able to get them an apartment. I had a friend who was a foster child, and she shared that with me. Because I'm like, gee, how you got your own crib at 18, right out of high school, right? But that's what she shared with me. She was a foster kid, and that's some of the things that they do. So whoever said that they wanted to do the foster care program, I think you should. Wherever God leads you to do it, whatever state you want to do it in. But I do think you definitely should do it. Yes, they have, somebody said, I didn't see that, Shar. Yes, they have CBD as well. Yes, they have CBD as well. CBD and THC. Tasha speaks. What's up, Tasha? Tasha say, yes, I'm with crypto. Just got to get the money transferred to the cold wallet. Yep. Come on, Tasha. What you waiting on while you sitting on this live? Get on that phone and open up that wallet, baby. It's got to be, you got to set a deadline. All of y'all that say you want to do something, I'm about to tell you right now. Today is Monday, October 27th at 11:38 p.m. Central Standard Time. You need to write down a deadline date. Because y'all just going to always want to be wanting to do it. And no. So Dana, you want to get this group home? Dana, this your second or third time talking about this group home on here, ma'am. I need you to write down a deadline date. Tasha, with you opening up your crypto account, I need you to say by this Friday, I will have my crypto account open, Patrice. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all, when you put deadlines to stuff, that's what makes you do the action. When you just in the mind frame of I'm going to do it, or I want to do it, or I'm thinking about this. No. Okay. You have to put a deadline date. So every single one of y'all on here right now, I need you to write down a deadline date. It needs to be within the week, within the month, before the end of the year. And the deadline date got to be something specific. I'm going to have my first contract by December 1st. I'm going to have my LLC filed by November 15th. I'm going to have my crypto account set up by this Friday. You get what I'm saying? That is a totally different realm. Now that you're putting yourself in, you're no longer in the hoping, wishing, and wanting. Now you're in the actionable state when you put it in a deadline to it. All right. So that's all of y'all homework on here tonight. You have to have a deadline. And when we come on here tomorrow, I'm going to ask y'all. I'm about to write down some of y'all names on here. And I'm going to ask you, Dana, Tasha, who on here said they want a group home, but not in Illinois. Let me scroll up because I'm about to be on y'all asses. We got work to do. And time waits for no one. My monthly membership on here. If you see that big gold button in the chat, you can click on that, and that's how you become a member. You click on that gold button, and it shows you it's $5 a month. That's it. I'm only busting y'all over the head for $5 a month, and it's membership content. So it's videos in there that's not on my main YouTube channel. So it's videos specifically for the members, and most of the stuff that's in there is like interviews that I'm doing with professionals. Like I said, I brought my homeboy on. He does federal contracting. He's been doing federal contract for over 30 years, and he gave some game in there. I got a deadline date for when I need to submit my first federal contract, which is by November 30th. That's my deadline date for me to submit my first federal contract. So I'm not telling y'all nothing that I don't do and put on my own life, okay? So I'm telling you that because it helped me. It helped me get to where I'm at in life. I need that formula. Randy, what's up, Rand Doggy? He say, Peaches, what's up? He say, are you trying to knock her out? No, her leg was stuck between the bed. Like literally, she up and down. She up and down like this. In between the damn bed and the wall. Don't make no damn sense. Lit like a mug. She wouldn't bend her leg. So I wasn't in there hurting mama, okay? I want to talk to that THC guy. I want to open up a store in Baltimore. So Tyrone, I don't know if he got a YouTube channel. He's on Facebook. He's on Facebook from time to time. So you probably could message him on his Facebook. But he's Tyrone Muhammad on Facebook. I don't know if he got a YouTube channel. I've never seen him really talk about a YouTube channel, but his name is Tyrone Muhammad, and I want to say he running for Congress. It's one of the two. He running for a state rep position. I know that, whether it's Congress or Senate. I can't remember which one. I think it's Congress. But he's running as an independent. And he's rarely there. I go there, I've been there probably at least once a month. I get something or give my mom this drink as a treat. She don't get it often. I give it to her as a treat. But the last 2-3 months I've been down there, he's never really there. He got people running it. So you might just want to reach out to him directly, like on his Facebook page. They have. That's what's up, Tasha. That's what's up. That's what's up. He's running for Senate, Durban seat. Okay, thank you, Kriegler. Look, thank you, Miss Kriegler. I knew it was one of the two. I had actually took a video because when you walk into his place, it's magazines right there when you come in the door that show his face and show I guess the Senate. It say that he running for Senate and it got a book on him and talk about him. So I took a video of it when I went in there. I just didn't post it. So I didn't know he was running for Durban seat though. So he running up against Dick Durbin, huh? All right, Tyrone. Tyrone say we gonna play with the big dogs. That's what we need though. We need Chicago people. That's what I'm saying. People got to be willing to stand up and fight for Chicago. We can't just keep saying, oh, this is how it is here. Oh, we just ran like this. No, that's a weak ass mindset and mentality to have. That's just how shit is. No, we got to come in and shake shit up. You got to come in and go up against the big boys who've been running shit, who've been senators and congressmen for 20, 30 years. We need to get all them old heads out because they're not doing nothing for our communities. Nothing. While we over here still begging for crumbs and shit. While they done made their money and gone about their business. We got some of the same dang on ones. Same way with your aldermen. You got some of these aldermen that's done held this position for 20 and 30 years and they ain't did nothing. Kriegler said the state cut the money. Okay, hold on. Let me go back up. They've been trying to get rid of Link for years, starting with Ronald Reagan with the welfare cream. See, I was a little young then when Reagan was in office. I was still a kid, a baby, so I wouldn't know. But I know my mama. One thing my mama has said my whole life was that she was not getting on Link in Section 8. So that's why I said all of us did not grow up on that. My mom has never been on government assistance. She took an extra month of unemployment, y'all, and they came and arrested my mama. My mama did time in the county jail. She was in county jail for like 7 or 8 days. Like, who locks up a freaking mom, a working mom, for some fucking for doing? They said she took an extra 4 or 5 weeks worth of unemployment. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was in high school when the feds came to my house. The detectives came to my house and locked my mama up. Had my mama in Cook County, in DOC, in a DOC uniform in Cook County for saying that she took an extra 4 or 5 weeks of unemployment. This is your government. I said, out of all the people in the world out here doing some real bogus shit, y'all come and lock my mama up. My mama don't do nothing. My mama don't do nothing. She don't do no scheming, no scamming. But I think back then, you know how jobs used to make you work 3 weeks before you got paid. So that's what it was. She just didn't tell them that she had got the job yet, because back then you used to have to work 3 weeks before you got a paycheck. It's probably still that way today. I don't know, because I ain't worked the regular 9 to 5 in 12 years. But I want to say when I worked for the bank, it took them 3 weeks to give me my first check. So that's what my mama did. She just was like, I just was waiting till I got my first check to tell them. And they came and locked my mama up. So ever since that incident, we never lived on government assistance anyway. Because unemployment is not government assistance. You work for that. You pay into that. So once you get laid off, you have the right to collect unemployment. That's not government assistance. But ever since, I remember that, ever since that day, she used to always tell me that, like, we never going to be on nothing with the government. Nothing. So we never depended on Link or Section 8 or none of that stuff. And even myself, we've never been on it. We've always got it out the mud. We've always done it the American way, as people say, right? So pulling yourselves up by your bootstrap. So that experience, taught me and her, I will never be dependent on no system. And when I used to say that to people, a lot of people used to get mad. A lot of people used to get mad. And I'm like, don't get up in your feelings. Just have you an actionable game plan. And now today in 2025, we're seeing just how your government can turn on you. So a lot of people are seeing that. So like Dana said, I'm seeing. So now you up here thinking of a master plan, right? You say it's no black owned dispensaries in my hometown. Highway Trapper, where are you? Remember, Chicago, we're the third largest city. So our experiences are definitely not going to be everybody's experiences, right? You got to remember that. I'm in Chicago. We're the third largest city, so I know the way we do things differently. I know we do things differently than the average town, especially if you're a smaller town. You're welcome, Sherry. Say thanks for the confirmation. Hey, sometimes that's just what you need. The state cut those monies because the black families were heavy in foster care programs. They got paid. As a matter of fact, Brandon Johnson's family, extended family in Elgin, was deep in it. Well, Miss Kriegler, see, I'm gonna disagree a little bit on that. I think when I hear y'all say that stuff got cut because black people was doing it, I don't necessarily know if I necessarily agree with that, right? Because black people not the only one doing it. You know what I mean? It's other bigger conglomerates and agencies that's doing it too, and that gets affected, right? So foster care programs, kids programs, family programs, that's across the board, right? The Asian community, the Hispanic community, the white community, right? Everybody is affected by that. So I'm just going to agree to disagree on that one, Miss Kriegler. I don't necessarily think that that's necessarily the case, that it's, the state is doing it because black families got involved. They need to open up some of these closed schools and turn them into centers for black youths. Well, James, a lot of our closed schools, they opened up for shelters for the migrants. So they're not going to do it. Then that's the thing. The city is not going to do it. We as people have to do it. We have to create these non-for-profits. We have to create these companies and organizations and get our paperwork in order. Because that's what I was yelling to Chicago Flip Red when Danny and Zoe was down there. And part of the reason why we kept bumping heads and why we ended up separating was because they weren't seeing that, right? You can only go and yell at your elected officials for so long, right? You can go down there and say, y'all aren't giving us this and y'all aren't giving us that. But my question to them was, who are they giving it to? What do you have for them to give to you? They're not just giving you $1 million because you a black person down here talking about give us the money. You get what I'm saying? So black people have to understand to not always be emotional and in your feelings. You got to get strategic. You got to do what the rest of the world and country does, which is put shit on paper. You have to be okay with setting up your non-for-profit, getting your EIN number, opening up a real bank account, having a business plan and layout, right? And so when we kept bumping heads because they was not listening to me at first in the beginning, that's why I was like, if y'all not willing to do shit, then I'm going to just move around. Like if y'all not willing to put this on paper, right? Do this and do that, set up a real PAC, set up a real organization. I'm not about to be down here arguing with the fucking alderman and the mayor every week talking about rah, rah, rah. You get what I mean? So it took almost a year for them to finally listen to something what I was saying and actually get on paper. And the shirts and all that stuff is cool, but if you don't have nothing in writing, nothing solid, what are we really doing? So just to blandly be like the state should, they need to open up these schools and turn them into black youth. Who's going to do that? Who's going to take care of it? Who is they? James, You know what I'm saying? Who is they? They got to be the black people that want to see these youths in the building. They got to be the black people that want to set up these non-for-profits and community centers. That's the reason why I started Socks and Lou's Place. That's why I had Sense of Responsibility as a non-for-profit 5 years ago. Because nobody's just giving you no shit because you yelling about it. You get what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of black people. You all emotional and yelling, but you don't got shit on paper. So what are we arguing about? What are you down there in front of the mayor if you don't got shit? Now, the fact that I have a non-for-profit, and if I go to the mayor and the alderman and I say, hey, my non-for-profit can handle this, this, and this, and now y'all not giving me the money, now we got a problem. You get what I'm saying? That's how it works. But just to be like, oh, they need to do this and do that. Who needs to do it? You need to do it. The community needs to do it. Somebody needs to step the fuck up and do it. Right? And so then when I went that route, that's when we kind of started bumping heads. That's when I had to separate from Chicago Flip Red last year. And I was no longer their business manager. I was no longer their business strategist because they weren't listening. And when I decided to do my own thing and set up my own company and my own community development organization on my own, because I'm not going to be down there arguing with no motherfucking mayor and alderman and I don't got no paperwork. That's the difference from me being a business owner and an entrepreneur. My mind is completely different than somebody else that's down there just loud and emotional and mad. You get what I'm saying? And I got to see the money that was passed. Favorite Staffing, the company that they paid to house all these migrants and illegals, because it's both, right? We got both here. Some were asylum seekers and some were illegals, right? But the amount of money that I saw pass, that's what made me say, hell no, I'm about to put this shit on paper. I'm about to open up my own community development organization. I'm about to open up my own non-for-profit because that's how they're getting the money. They have to funnel the money somewhere. You get what I mean? It has to be funneled somewhere. So y'all got to understand that. So that's why I'm on here telling you and saying you have to have an actionable game plan. You have to set a deadline. You have to be willing to do the shit and do the work and put it on paper, because none of this matters with you on the internet running your mouth and in your emotions if the shit is not on paper. If we can't take them a proposal and say, this is what I want, it's 50, it's 20, it's 2 schools on the south side of Chicago. We can reopen those if you give us the funding. Here we go. You get what I'm saying? Now we can get some shit rolling in the hood. Now we can get something moving within the community because it's money being passed. Believe that. Billions of dollars, millions of dollars have been passed down at City Hall. All from people who had their paperwork in order or because they were connected. You know what I'm saying? But that's the difference is we can go and pull up all the receipts. That's how I knew how much money Favorite Staffing got. That's how I knew how much money Resurrection something. They're a non-for-profit. They got 200 million. 200 million. And all they was doing was cutting the rent checks to the landlords. They basically was the middleman between the city and the landlord. And they got 200 million to pay for them illegals housing up to $8,000, $5,000. Some landlords was getting 8,000, some was getting 5, some was getting 6, some was getting 7. Everybody was getting money. Everybody was getting money. That's why I was down there like, yeah, all right. Y'all not finna keep playing with me. Shit. All right. You got work to do, Dana. You got work to do. That's it. It's out here. You just got to get it. It's out here. You just got to get it. Put that shit on paper. And it don't got to be perfect. Stop trying to be perfect. It don't got to be perfect. It don't got to be perfect. I got a digital I got a business plan template that I sell for like $25. And all you literally got to do is just type it in. The template is like 25 pages. It show you everything, your mission statement, your balance sheet, your financials, everything that you need for your business plan. It's already right there. All you got to do is just plug and play your own numbers. That's it. I think it's on my website for like $25 as a downloadable template, if you need that. But you can Google it on your own and get you a business plan template. That's it. It don't got to be perfect. It don't got to be perfect. I'm going to tell y'all that you can always up your paperwork. You can always update it. Just get it on there. All right, I'm going to scroll up so I can see what I missed, what comments I missed. What time is it? It's almost midnight. Okay. We be on here probably about another 30 minutes and I'm going to shut down. I got an early meeting in the morning. The state cut the money. Okay, that's the last one I saw was Miss Kriegler. James was the last comment I saw. Do you have a class about crypto investing and trust? So Sherry, no, the class that we're doing on Thursday, we're doing one more trust class, and that's Thursday. The trust class, we don't really talk about the crypto. We talk about investing and starting a business a little bit, but we really more talk about the trust. But I don't have a class on crypto. I'm not a crypto expert. So if I did do one, I would bring in an expert. I'm not a crypto expert. I just like to share with you all some stuff that I'm doing and some of the community is doing. But certain topics I won't do a class on if I'm not an expert in it, right? So I'm an expert in taxes. I'm an expert in business taxes. I'm an expert in business strategy, business consulting, right? But I do crypto, right? I invest in crypto, right? Trust planning. My business partner, Gary, is the expert. I'm still learning trust and estate planning. But do I have my own trust? Yes, I do. Do I have my own land trust? Yes, I do. So I can speak from that standpoint of me doing some of the things on my own, but then I'm going to bring an expert in to really teach the class, if that makes sense. And again, for those of you that maybe missed the class or want to get into it, I'm going to type it in here now so you can text me the number and we can send you the link. The trust class is this Thursday at 6 p.m. And we'll officially launch the live classes starting next week. So Miss Kriegler is in it. She joined and she got her first video today. So we'll send you a video every week for you to watch. And then we have a live Q&A class on Thursday. But this Thursday, we're going to have an open session for people who want to learn about the course, because it's a 12-week course that we're doing, and we're teaching you how to create your own trust in that course. But crypto investing, Sherry, I would say it's a couple of people here on the YouTube channel that I kind of follow, but just kind of start doing some basic information on the crypto. Investing as a whole is very investing itself, right? Some people invest in stocks, some people invest in ETFs, some people invest in the S&P 500. For me, when I do investing, I invest in the S&P 500. I'm not really into the individual stocks. Like I got a little bit of Nike from back in the day, just because I don't buy Jordans. So every time people in my community went and bought their kids and their husband and their baby daddies and their baby mama Jordans, I get paid off of that. So I definitely have Nike stock. That's about it. I didn't get like Microsoft and Apple and some of the other ones, but I got Nike stock. But everything else that I personally invest in, I just invest in the S&P 500 as a whole, because the last 20 years, the S&P 500 on average gives you about 15 to 20% return. So that, to me, that's a safer way. Again, I shared that if I can't watch something, if I can't know something like wholeheartedly, I don't like to invest in it. So if I'm not a day trader, I'm not looking at the stock market every single day. I don't put a whole lot of money into the stock market like other people do. Some people do. But me personally, I feel safer with the S&P 500. And I bought into ETFs that are what I got VOO, QQQ, and it's another one with Vanguard that's under S&P 500. But look up S&P 500. You can get it under Fidelity. You could get it under E-Trade. You can get it under Charles Schwab. I personally have a Fidelity investment account. Their fees are lower than Charles Schwab. And I know a lot of people use E-Trade, but I personally like Fidelity. I got Fidelity from my grandparents. My grandparents used Vanguard and Fidelity. My trust account that they had that my grandparents set up was with Vanguard. So I still have my trust account with Vanguard. So I have Vanguard, but I do my S&P 500, my retirement account. That's what it's under. My retirement account is with Fidelity. So just look and do your own kind of research on those and see. Look at the fees, look at what they charge, look at what their, options are, and then, go from there. But it's a guy that I follow on here that's really heavy into the stocks that I've been learning about more. What's his name? Chris, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all got a lot of comments on here. Hold on. What's his name? He on YouTube. Chris something. Chris Lane. I just found him like a couple of months ago. Black guy. But he be on here giving some real gems. What's his name? Let me open up my YouTube channel because it should give me the notifications. I get notifications on his channel. He posts every single day. Chris, let me see, YouTube notifications, subscriptions, because I think I'm subscribing to his channel. What is his damn name? It's always when you're looking for somebody that they never come up. Chris something is his name. It may be one of my YouTubers and I already typed it in the comments because they be quick. History. He literally just popped up on my damn feed earlier and now I can't find none of his videos. Let me go to watch later. I clicked off the YouTube page, y'all, so if somebody already put it on there, then great. Because I don't know where the heck he went. I hate when that happens. Every time I'm on here looking for something for y'all, this how it be. Let me see. I bet you somebody already typed it in. Look, there you go. There go the fellas. Chris Sane. There you go. Chris Sane. That's him. I knew my YouTubers was on here. I knew y'all was on it. The fellas was on it. There you go. Chris Sane. Yeah, I like him. I've been learning some stuff with him. So he heavy into the stocks. So the young lady that asked me about the investments, go and follow his page and channel. Young black guy. He real good. And excuse me. And I like him better than the master investor that be with Earn Your Leisure. I ain't really fond of that dude. I don't know. It's just something about him. Maybe it's his attitude or his personality. Yeah, I ain't a real fan of him. But I like Chris Sane. So I like Chris Sane. Look, you see them on here. Chico say, yeah, he for real. Yeah, I like Chris Sane. I've been learning some stuff with him. He definitely be dropping nuggets. And he posts every day, multiple times a day. So you got a lot of content to go watch and look up and study. That's why I like YouTube. That's why I say anybody that's on YouTube, y'all serious with getting your life together, baby. For real. because YouTube is nothing but information. So if you on here and you looking for information, you trying to change your life, you on the right track. You like YouTube is the place to be. Okay, I just scrolled up, y'all, so I can just finish the rest of the comments. Oh, I was supposed to. Kriegler, you say, oh, I just had deja vu, confirmation that I was supposed to connect to you. Come on here, baby. Come on here, Miss Kriegler. No, mama, I'm gonna put something on your books. Chico. That was when I was 15, baby. They done locked my poor mama up. Yep. They done locked my poor mama up. That's how I became a hustler. Them 7 days she was gone. Because my stepfather sure ain't give me no money. You would think he would give me some money that my mama gone. I had to get out here and get it out the mud, baby. That's how I ended up becoming a damn hustler. They locked my mama up for 7 days. I had to get out here and figure it out. Literally, I was out here hustling, selling candy, all type of stuff, selling purses. I ain't never sold my body. That's one thing. My daddy taught me better than that. You use your brain, baby. We don't use your body. But that's how I literally became a little hustler out here. They locked my mama up for 7 days, baby, and I was out here in these streets. So I think my stepfather gave me like $10 one day. Like, dude. But I ain't asking for nothing because I always, again, I'm independent. I got it out the mud. So Miss Kriegler say, neither was my mom, but she was a hustler for real. Exactly. She owned the first beauty supply store and record store in the area. Okay, Miss Kriegler. Your mama reminded me of, what's that lady name? We had an Asian lady on 79th and Essex, 79th and Phillips that had she had a beauty supply store, and next door her son had like a record label. What they used to call her what's her name? Miss Lee? Stacy, you still on here? I think her name was Miss Lee. Miss Lee, I think, still got that beauty supply store to this day on 79th Street. Look, fuck around. But yeah, she had a black son, and they owned the beauty supply and the record store. So you say your mama was the first one in the area to own. That's what's up, Miss Kriegler. Yeah, you definitely came from an entrepreneur, a hustling mama. Because back in the 90s and 2000, baby, that was some real hustling we was out there doing. And I'll say these young bucks, they don't know what they got today with this internet. The internet is easy as hell to make some money today. Anybody that ain't making no money today, I damn near feel like you just lazy as hell. Because the shit that we had to do to get money back in the day, baby, we had to be out here in these streets. Like hustling for real. That's why I said when I first started my business as an entrepreneur, I literally was standing in front of the liquor store, passing out flyers, letting people know I was doing taxes, shaking babies' hands and shit, kissing seniors, hugging seniors. Like, it wasn't no damn social media for me to get on and post and say this is my business. Like, we was out here in these streets, baby, hustling. All right, everybody that's from back in the day, salute. Because you the real hustler. These new kids today, they don't know what the hell they got. They got it so easy, and a lot of them lazy as hell. Lazy as hell, baby. We had to get it out the real mud. I was going to New York, buying the knockoff bags, coming back to Chicago and literally going up and down 79th Street to all the beauty supply stores selling bags, baby, out my trunk. Like, baby, these new kids can't tell me shit. Nothing. Get it, Miss Kriegler. Said absolutely, but this was when Reagan was in office. Okay, look, that was even more back then. Look, you had to get it even more out the mud when Reagan was in office. My mama talk about them days with Reagan. Like I say, I was a kid when Reagan was in. I was too young then. I don't remember that. You're on Bluetooth blasting for the young people to hear gratitude. Oh, that's what's up, Stacy. I remember you said the other day you had your son there. And I'm on here saying she. You say your son, like, why do she keep calling you a girl, Dad? You have to tell me. I also do business plans as well. Facts. You are right. Let me get that going, pushing myself to move on it. Let's roll, baby. Let's roll, Dana. Them kids is waiting on you, Dana. You know exactly where they at. You understand them. They waiting on you. The powers that be respect that pen, especially if you write well. Let me know, Patrice. Facts. Facts, Pisces. Facts. Data say stuck like Chuck. I am on my YouTube channel for the rest of y'all. If y'all wondering why I haven't looked across the screen over here, I'm literally on my YouTube channel, Patrice L. Stewart. Yep, a city contract. They had 500 illegal immigrants in a 3-flat on 78th and Phillips. Yeah, Stacy, that's that white dude, and he was getting 8 bands of a unit for them, and he had like 15. You said 500 illegals. It was like 15 of them in each apartment, and then he had the nerve to make a video with them cleaning outside, talking about that they come and clean up their area. That was all a stunt. That was all a stunt. That was that white dude that owned that building on 78th and Phillips. I know exactly what you're talking about. Right on the old block. And he actually had another one on 70. If you say 78th and Phillips, he had one on 78th and Essex too. That's the one that they showed all over the TV, that they showed the videos on. He had the one on 78th and Essex too. That's why I said them landlords was throwing them people left and right over here in South Shore in our neighborhood. Gotta get back to work, Patrice. Just trying to looking at me crazy while I'm over here laughing. All right, Dana, get back to work. We'll see you tomorrow on your deadline, boo. Give me bad customer service. See if I don't contact corporate in writing. Look, Pisces Hayes, I've learned that. Right? That's how you get people. You got to report them. Yeah, that's what I used to. That's what I had to learn because I was peaches growing up. But once you become an entrepreneur, you can't be around here busting people's heads in, right? So I used to tell myself that, like, Google not busting out Apple Windows, right? Google and Apple gonna handle it the business way. Apple gonna come out with a phone, Google gonna come out with a phone. Apple gonna do this, Google gonna do this. Google, Yahoo, right? Google and Yahoo. Google gonna do their thing, Yahoo do this, right? But I had to start thinking like that. Like, how do these businesses and corporations work, right? Lawsuits, legal complaints. You know what I'm saying? When somebody, that's why I got my name trademarked, because it was somebody that was kept stealing my content. So I got my content copyrighted, and I put it on there. If you copy my content, then you are under copyright violation, and my attorney will be contacting your ass. Like, the older we get, that's how you handle business. You handle business on the paper. That's where you bust them in the head at, like, just like Pisces said, with the paperwork. Pisces said, they called me back so quick. Just did one for Sprouts last week. Rude employee. Don't do me. Exactly, Stacy. Exactly, Pisces Hayes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Pisces. Say, I have XRP and Bitcoin, but don't fully understand the blockchain. But I at least know I need to have some. Exactly, Pisces Hayes. Exactly. So what I'm told, blockchain is basically the whole ecosystem behind all of this. Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum are the top 3 that's within that blockchain, right? So nothing moves without them. So even the other night, I was on here talking to one of the guys and asking them, like, do you think SHIB gonna hit? Because I told y'all I had $61 million shares of SHIB. And he was like, as long as Bitcoin keep going up, we good. And that's what everybody is saying. Bitcoin is still going to rise. They talking about Bitcoin going to go to 150, 175. And I believe it now, because I shared that with y'all last week that I told my client when he had Bitcoin at 30,000. And I told him, man, you need to sell that. What you doing? Your wife gonna do woo woo. And when I asked him earlier this year, like, I know you ain't listen to me, right? He was like, hell no, I ain't listen to you. Right, because that motherfucker is up right now with that Bitcoin. Bitcoin over 100 bands. Where they at right now? They had went all the way up to like 122, 120 something. Then I know everything dropped and went down, but they should be back up. They still should be over 100 bands. I know they ain't drop under 100 bands. I would have seen that. I would have seen that all over the internet if it dropped below 120. I mean, if it dropped below 100 bands. But he had it back then when it was 30 bands. Woo! Woo! Lord, I don't know how many shares he had, but I know he had more than one share. I know that. So even the people that was back, that's Bitcoin that made a lot of millionaires. The people who got it back in the day when Nipsey was talking about it. Nipsey was talking about Bitcoin back in 2018, how he was using Bitcoin in London. So this is what I'm saying. Like we have to pay attention to that. You got to pay attention to that. We got to pay attention to the money, how the money flowing, how and where it's flowing, right? We got to be paying attention to all that. All right, Miss Kriegler, have a good night. It makes sense. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. I was the one asking about making your name a LLC in the last trust class. Highway Trapper. Okay. Highway Trapper. I remember that. I remember you. You said I was the one asking about making your name a LLC in the trust class. I have a little Nike stock as well. I usually get stock in things I use, but S&P is the must. Exactly. I feel like S&P is a must because it covers all the top 500 companies, and a lot of them are tech companies. So, and just looking at the history of the S&P 500 over the last 20 years, compound interest is a mob. That's something we don't talk about. Compound interest is a real thing. Okay. You throw $100 a month every year, that's $1,200 a year. For the next 30 years, you can have $1 million, literally. $500,000 at minimum, right? Just off of the compound interest, not touching nothing, not doing nothing, just putting that $100 a month into your Fidelity account, your S&P 500, and let it sit. Like you can run charts on what, if you would have put money, $100 a month 20 years ago in the S&P 500 and how much you would have today. I wish I would have started 20 years ago, but this is why I be on here talking to some of y'all so y'all could do it. Rudy say Bitcoin will get to 200,000. All right, Rudy, we see you in it. My Sophie hit over $30 a share. I got it at $8. Come on, Rudy. That's what's up, Rudy. I stay getting names. Toya say, I stay getting names to call it corporate on the employee and they managers. Facts, you got to. You got to, because these people are playing your face like you ain't nobody. You got to let them know. Let me get that corporate number. And then when they don't want to give me the corporate number, I'll be like, oh, you don't want to give it to me? Okay. Watch me work. See, the hood mentality got that mindset of, oh, you snitching or oh, you doing, but no. That's called business. That's called respect. That's the American way. Okay? For any of y'all that didn't know. When somebody is not giving you service, especially when you paying your money in these companies, corporations, restaurants, corporate never want to hear the bad. So when you send them that message, just like Pisces said, they're going to call you back immediately. They're going to get with you immediately because they don't want no lawsuits. They don't want no lawsuits. A lot of these companies settle out of court. They get sued all the time because they don't want it to go on the national news. They don't want it to be all over social media. So a lot of people get paid behind the scenes all because they wrote an email. Okay? So don't sell yourself short when you getting disrespected or when you not getting proper treatment. All right. That's the American way. That's how you do it. All right, y'all said Chris Sane, Chris Sane, Chris Sane. Yeah, I like Chris Sane. I like Chris Sane. Hey, Yumo Entertainment, what's going on? You was the first one that. Oh no, okay, it was somebody. What had you? Crystal said it, then you said it. I knew my YouTube was had it. That's why I'm like, I ain't got to go looking for it. I knew y'all smart asses knew who I was talking about. That's why I love y'all. I know you don't like Ian, but he made me some money. And I'm not gonna necessarily say, hey, I know Ian make y'all money. Believe he ain't been on this long if he ain't making people no money. I'm gonna say that, right? It's just for me, it's something about his personality and how he come off. I'm a big energy person. So if I'm not feeling your energy, I'm not listening to you. If you can make me 100 million, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Grant Cardone can make me a lot of money too, but I don't fuck with his energy too much either. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a big energy person. So I'm just not a fan of the master investor. But I'm sure he's made people money. He wouldn't be around this long if he haven't. But I like Chris Sane better. I like his approach. I like his attitude. I like his vibe. I like his energy. So that's who I watch and follow now. I'll say that when I watch his video content. But I'm not gonna say I don't like the man because I don't know the man. I can't say that I don't like somebody. I'm just real big on energy. Real big on that. So all money ain't good money to me. Right? And earn your leisure, no disrespect. But a lot of them done gave a lot of people done put a lot of these scammers on their platform. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these motherfucking people that they done showed is scammers. Now I see that Master Investor has his own program and thing, you know, teaching and educating. But a lot of them people that they put on the internet in front of y'all was scammers. Literally scammed a lot of people. It's a lot of stories all over the internet. So for me, with them, they didn't do a whole lot of research and digging. They was just big. But remember, they program was like $400 a month, $500 a month when they first came out. They was charging people $400 and $500 a month for their program. So that's how they was making their money because they was only bringing on people who had a program. If you didn't have a program and they couldn't make money off of your program, then they wasn't bringing you on. So if you notice and pay attention to everybody who they put on there, they had a program to sell you, right? And a lot of these people were not licensed. A lot of these people were not experts in their field. And that's why I said, even for me, it took me and my homeboy. This the first time I'm even openly saying this to y'all. I've felt this way about them for years. Right now, a bunch of shit is coming out 5 years later with some of the stuff that they was doing and some of the people that they put in front of y'all. But I knew that and read all that shit 5 years ago. I saw it. I saw the scammers and the fake and the phony. So, all right, Chico. Have a good night. We all finna get off of here. I told y'all we was getting out of here in 30 minutes. So it's 12:27. I'm just going through the last couple of comments. But that's why I tell y'all have to pay attention to who you are listening to, who you are following. Do your research on people, especially people who claim to be in financial services. Like you can Google my name. I'm going to come up. My company is going to come up. I have reviews on Google. I have information over the last 10 years of me being out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So do your research on people. Literally research people before you get to working with them. Because everybody and their mama think they somebody on the internet. And a lot of these people are not. A lot of these people are fake and phony. Facades. All right. That's why y'all got a lot, and that's why a lot of people got into trouble with certain people telling y'all to do certain things, telling y'all how to fill out these loan applications, telling y'all how to do Navy federal schemes and plays. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to hang up. Real people in financial services like myself, we don't use the terminology run the play. Okay? I hate that damn word. I hate that terminology. Real people in financial services. I've worked in banking for 6 years. I've been in taxes and accounting for the last 23 years. I've never heard a banker. I've never heard a tax expert. I've never heard a CPA, a tax attorney ever say run the play. That's not shit. That's not terminology that we use. So I'm going to tell y'all that right now. When you hear somebody say that type of shit, run. Real people in financial services, that's not how we talk. That's not the lingo that we use. Run the play. Ain't nothing playing about money. Ain't nothing playful about finances, your credit, taxes, business. Ain't nothing to play with that. So we don't use the word run the play. That's some new slick scamming terminology. All right. So y'all got to learn to understand who the real professionals are and who are scammers. Okay. Because real professionals don't say that shit. We don't say no run the play. I hate that shit. Hate it. Pisces say right. You mature. No more broken windows. Right. We can't be busting out folks' windows. Google ain't busting out Yahoo windows. They go into court. Okay. All right. I like Wall Street Trapper. I saw that they had some beef recently online with him, Earn Your Leisure, and all that other shit. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But again, shit comes out. It always comes out. Everything always comes out. Just know and understand that. Whatever's in the dark, it always comes to the light. But personally, I like Wall Street Trapper. I took one of his courses and let my homeboy who does stocks, and he kind of vouched for Wall Street Trapper. So I like Wall Street Trapper. Stock Up with Larry Jones is raw, and he from Chicago. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into him. Larry Jones. Stock up with Larry Jones. Okay, let me write that down. I'll look into him this week. Cause yeah, I've been studying more of the stock people. And he from Chicago. Okay, I may have to reach out to him, get an interview or something going on there. Thank you, Yumo Entertainment. Yeah, watch Chris saying he's pretty good. Yeah. Mama Sue, Stacy. There you go. I knew. Look, Stacy, you the shit, man. You the man. Mama Sue, that was her name. Miss Kriegler already gone. But that was her name, Mama Sue. Mama Sue had the beauty supply store on 79th, and then her son had the record label next door. So L4 BAM, Southside Chicago, 71st support you. All right, A-Lof. L4 BAM. He does have an air of superiority. EYLN for sure. Yeah, that's what it is. He got like this little ego about him, this little cockiness about him that I ain't with his energy. I just ain't feeling his energy. Yeah, he may make people money. Everybody that's learning from him, more power to you. But again, for me, I'm big on energy. You still here, Miss Krieg? Okay, I thought you said you was leaving. I heard you said you was gonna stop talking. Okay, I thought you meant you was leaving out. Well, we getting off. I got to get up in the morning. Plus, my eye is red. I don't know what is going on with me, y'all. I have not smoked nothing, and my eye is red. I'm about to go to the doctor and see what's going on with this. I don't know if it just be stress, but I'm not stressing about nothing. I don't know. I said I was going to go give me a little checkup and see what's going on because my eye's still been red, and I'm noticing that it's on here red tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and log off. Everybody that was watching tonight, I love y'all. We're going to finish up another conversation tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to get on earlier. I was planning to come on like around 7 o'clock, but I ended up getting on handling this business. I told y'all I'm trying to build these blocks up. So once the architect called and once my investor called, I had to handle that business first. All right. So we're going to try to get on tomorrow at an earlier hour. It's not pink eye. It's not pink eye because it's off and on. It even was doing this before I stopped smoking. That's one of the reasons why I stopped smoking, because I thought the weed was turning my eye red like this. But I haven't smoked in 7 weeks. I've been drug free. So, and my eye still turning red. And the other day, this eye was red. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, I'm gonna have to go check it. I'm gonna have to go check it up. Y'all think it's dry? I'm gonna go check it up. I'm gonna go to the doctor. I'm just gonna have them run everything and just make sure. I got a lot going on. So sometimes your body be telling you, soothing eye drops, dry eye. I'm gonna try that. My mom got some, but I'm still gonna go to the doctor and just get everything checked out just to make sure it's not nothing else, no underlying issues. So, all right, y'all, I'm out. Have a good night. I'm gonna end off of everywhere else, Facebook, Instagram. Facebook and Instagram, lucky that I stayed on the whole time, because I normally cut their asses off. Y'all know I don't like them platforms no more. But I be still wanting to let people get their opportunity to come over here. So I actually stayed on the whole time. See, this is the part that they always want to show y'all. It's downtown Chicago. They never ever come to the south side or the west side. They always want to push that everything is all good. All right, I'm out. Have a good night. Mom is knocked out. You can't hear her, but I could hear her snoring. She already gone. She already gone. She knocked out already. Cod liver oil. Wait a minute. What do you got? I never heard of that. What is that? Colladale silver. What is that, Yumi? Grade A pure silver. Where am I supposed to get that from? Colloid. I thought she was saying like cod liver oil. Where am I supposed to get that? Colladale silver for your eye. A natural antibiotic. So what, like the herbal store? It's a Culture Connection. Sometimes they sell a bunch of stuff. I gotta find a herbal store for that. Let me write that down. COLLOIDAL silver. It's a natural antibiotic. And I'm on herbs. I got some herbs I'm taking, but it's not helping with this eye. I'm writing it down. I'm going to look it up. But it's not helping with this eye, because I don't know what's going on with it. GNC. Okay, I'm going to look at it. And I'll mess around and go get me some tomorrow, because I am more on the herbal kick versus anything else. So thank you for that. Have a good night.